My teacher caught me lying about not being able to afford a $20 field trip. When I was in high school, my family was struggling financially. My dad had lost his job, and my mom was working 2 jobs just to keep us afloat. We were barely making ends meet, and I was constantly worried about how we were going to pay the bills. One day, I was in class when the teacher announced that we were going on a field trip to a nearby city. The cost of the trip was $20, and we had to pay by the end of the week. I knew that my family couldn't afford it, but I didn't want to miss out on the trip. So I went home and asked my mom if I could go. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I'm sorry, honey. We just can't afford it right now." I was devastated. The next day, I went to school and told my teacher that I couldn't go on the trip because I didn't have the money. She looked at me with pity and said, "That's okay. You can stay here and help me with some work." I felt embarrassed and ashamed. A few days later, my teacher pulled me aside and handed me an envelope. She said, "I talked to the principal, and we were able to get you a scholarship for the trip. You can go now." I was so grateful, but I knew that it wasn't really a scholarship. They had just paid for me because they felt sorry for me.